Hey there everybody, how's it going? My name is Thamriyell. Welcome everybody to Legend Returns Final Fantasy XIV Patch 4.1 overview. We're going to be covering the patch a little bit here and talking a little bit about what to expect from this particular patch and everything. Let me move the screen over on the side. Whoops, over the screen. Well, I can get this to work properly. There we go. A little bit on the side here. There we go. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about this particular patch. Coming early October, people are predicting somewhere around October 10th, and if you really look at the patch cycle for previous patches, it seems like October 10th might be our go-to date. It could be coming out a little bit later afterwards, but it does say early October, so hopefully we'll get official date sometime soon. It does say patch 4.1 trailer coming soon sometime, so I hope they will reveal that a little bit more. From this page alone here, I'm already getting a vibe that will have something to do with Final Fantasy XII. It's just the art style, this particular drawing, this art, and if you actually pop it out, this particular artwork right here, this seems like a vertical wallpaper. It actually looks really pretty, a really beautiful wallpaper. It has the same kind of feel and art style as Final Fantasy XII. I recently finished Final Fantasy XII, got to play it, the remade version on PS4, got to stream it as well. And it was absolutely fantastic. I loved the game, really enjoyed the game. One of the few Final Fantasies that didn't seem to be so overly extravagant on the bigger plot of things and more just like, kind of felt like Star Wars. People point out that it feels like Star Wars with flying airships, there's a princess, there's a Han Solo looking character, there's a half animal companion for the Han Solo looking character, Balthier, and yeah, Balthier and Thrawn. So it was very much like Star Wars, and I kind of liked it. It felt very Western, very down-to-earth, and less about gods and beings and deities like Final Fantasy XIII, another game I recently finished. Anyway, this particular patch seems like it might be referring, or at least giving us a cameo of a character from Final Fantasy XII. If I had to guess, either Bosch or Balthier. Bosch or Balthier. I'm guessing, but might have a cameo of maybe Balthier. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe Balthier, especially for the Alliance raid. Currently right now, part of the patch, we have 4 information available. We have the main scenario available, return to Ivalice, the Alliance raid, new dungeon, a new dungeon appearing, and the housing information. And currently saying over 10 million players start playing Final Fantasy XIV. Well, I don't think the 10 million players exactly is an accurate number 100%. It's still really good to know that the game is growing, you know? It's really good, it's really awesome to know. And Square gotta boast that every now and then, you know? It's understandable. Anyway, what we do not have unlocked yet is the Minstrel's Ballad New Domain, the Ananikola Bahamut Ultimate, Rival Wings, Adventurous Squadrons, Side Story Quests, Beast Tribe Quests, and additional updates for the game. I'm guessing just quality of life stuff. Let's go ahead and cover the main scenario here, shall we? Liberation of Alamigo signs the end of an era of tyranny. Here, on the cusp of a new age of freedom, where people must decide how they will greet their future and reconcile with their past. What path lies ahead of Lise and her efforts to rebuild the nation? What choice plague Fordola from within her prison cell? And to where will Raban return, now that the dream of his homeland has at last become a reality? Now this, I feel like there's going to be a lot of political drama. Obviously, right here, we have Fordola. I think she might actually end up betraying the... just in general trying to find a way to break out, or somebody will try to use her again as a tool, as a means to reach an end. I feel like her existence and her being alive is going to play a bigger role in the entire thing. She's going to be alive for the majority of the campaign, majority of the story, and then towards the end, her role is going to be really important, and she's going to be manipulated. I feel like that might be the thing. I don't know, I just get a weird vibe, I get a weird cliche vibe that I feel like she's going to be used further in the story to cause more havoc and destruction. She don't really have much of a redemption story, I feel. Now, we can definitely see right here in this particular picture, by the way, these pictures look great, that there's obviously going to be some sort of infighting happening in Alamigo and for the people of Alamigo. Obviously, they're going to have some political drama happening left and right, and we even got the big question is, will Raban stay here, or will he return back to be part of the, the Sultan Swarm? Will he, serve the, serve his Sultan, serve his queen? I feel like he is gonna come back to Ul'dah. I feel like that's gonna happen. He's gonna come back to Ul'dah. Because I feel like there's still a lot of things that are unfinished in Ul'dah politically. They're gonna create even more drama that we're gonna have to mess with as well and deal with as well. So And then establishing a relationship between Ul'dah and other nations and, you know, Ala-Mhigo, and having Ala-Mhigo be properly brought up as a proper true nation. I think it's gonna kind of be an in-between patch. It's gonna be an in-between story that was set up for something next. Kind of like how Game of Thrones sometimes has like an in-between episode, was like setting up for things to happen, and then the next episode, things happen. So I feel like this is going to be one of those patches, one of those storylines. We might get something neat from there. What I am looking forward to, however, is Return to Ivalice Alliance Raid Dungeon. Now, the first thing I love is the design of the ship. If you ever played Final Fantasy XII, and I've recently played it, the ships look very sci-fi, but they don't look like sci-fi as in like Star Wars. They don't have that kind of metallic, like sharp look. They look very fanciful, very, not really rugged, but very extravagant. And I mean, this ship has like all kinds of curves and fins and stuff, has a wheel in the back, bunch of gems everywhere. It looks very fanciful. I love the design. If you painted a certain color, it would look like a Guardian ship. And that's the thing about this particular storyline with the Return to Ivalice, and I'm actually really excited about that. This morning, residents of Kogane woke up to find above their ship an airship, above the city an airship unlike any ever seen. Yet while the Guardian design, the vessel distinctly lacked the bleak outfitting common in the Empire's War Machina. No, this was the Prima Vista, private stage for the majestic Imperial Theater Company, a troupe having won acclaim across Garlemald for their timeless work. The Zodiac Brave story, which begets the question, why are they here? The answer to that question and more lies in a self-same legend, which they sing, Legend of Ivalice. And I'm really excited to see what kind of things they're going to give us in Ivalice. And granted, Ivalice technically was part of the Final Fantasy XII's empire, still part of their territory at that point. I do wonder if this means that Final Fantasy XII and XIV will be somehow related on the bigger scale of the map. Because right now, the only thing we really know about is the Eastern continent. We've seen that, and we've seen Eorzea. There could be a lot of things up north of, up north of the Eastern continent as well, or maybe somewhere like northeastern, in that particular region, that particular zone. There's still a lot of the map we still don't know about. We only know what we already know. We have the map that we already have. We don't have the entire world map as far as I understand. So that means Ivalice could be another location that could eventually open up a little bit further into our, I guess, knowledge of Eorzea and knowledge of the land. Which is kind of cool. Looking forward to the Alliance raid. I don't know what it's going to be, but hopefully we can put together a cross data center Alliance raid, Alliance party for on a stream or something. I don't know. We'll probably do something like that. Look forward to that whenever that comes out. And we have two guest creators here that apparently have done some amazing work and actually might explain why Ivalice and the name Ivalice makes a comeback in this particular storyline. We got guest creator Matsuno Yasumi, I think that's how you pronounce it. It's kind of hard to read the keystrokes and everything. Born in 1965 and raised in Niigata Prefecture, Japan, a renowned video game designer, is now CEO of Algebra Factory, works director and writer of numerous titles, including Tactics Ogre, never heard of that, Final Fantasy Tactics, a lot of people tell me it's amazing, and Final Fantasy XII, which I'm really excited about. Granted, I really enjoyed Final Fantasy XII. It might feel more like a sci-fi western. A lot of the times, the story of Final Fantasy XII was described to me, and viewers watching and everything, I was often told that the Final Fantasy XII is pretty much Star Wars Episode 4. And if you really look at it, there are airships, they do fly around, there is a desert. It does feel more down to earth and less about gods and deities, for example in games like Final Fantasy XIII, where it's like this greater purpose, this greater meaning, and more about like, hey, there's this guy, he has an airship, and he has a companion who's kind of like a half animal beast-like creature that can go berserk, Balthier and Fran, which is kind of cool. I really like that. And once you think about it, there's always also Princess, there's also a personal guard, and there's a bigger picture and a lot of political drama, and it's actually kind of cool, and I really enjoyed that, and I hope that they try to incorporate that a little bit more into Final Fantasy XIV Patch 4.1. And we also have Amemiya Keita, I think it's Amemiya Keita. Movie director, illustrator, character designer, works in dozens of titles across a variety of media, including Zeram, Moon Over Tao, Tekoki Mikazuki, Twinny Witches, and the Garu series. Now, the Garu series, I know that the only thing I really know about the Garu series is that the Garu event, in the PvP event, was imported from the Garu series. I believe Somebody told me that he might have had a little bit to work with in Shin Megami Tensei series as well, possibly. I cannot confirm it right now, personally myself, but looks like something is going to be brewing up between these particular guest creators. I don't know if they're going to be incorporating a dungeon or raid or a story. Who knows? We're going to see what happens. I'm guessing that Mr. Matsuno is going to be doing the story for Ivalice and the story for, you know, the underlying plot of the Alliance raid, but maybe Amemiya or Mr. Kato is going to be doing some possible character design and creature design, which would be kind of cool. I don't know, which would be kind of cool. Looking forward to what kind of stuff they're gonna create here. As somebody who doesn't know them personally or doesn't know a lot of the work, it's gonna be kind of hard for me to imagine what kind of things they're gonna create. Now the dungeon, Drowned City of Skalla. This time around in this patch, they're adding only one dungeon. They're not adding like a hard mode version of a previous dungeon before, only one dungeon as far as I understand. Anyway, let's go ahead and cover the city dungeon a little bit more. Long ago, in the dawn of the 5th Astral Era, the modest nation of Skalla was founded in a land of Girabania. Over the span of several centuries, its people constructed a grand city of stone at the bottom of a steep walled ravine. But even this natural defense could not protect Skalla from destruction during a terrible age of war. When the great flood of the 6th Umbral Calamity later swept across that realm, the hollow ruins of the city were lost to sight. Its remnants submerged beneath a raging sea, haunting the depths of what is now Loch Seld. Skalla's silent walls lure adventurers in the salt-laden waters with the promise of mysteries unsolved and treasures unclaimed. And I believe I know where this dungeon is going to be at. Over in the locks, there is a sea, not really a sea, but more like a, what seems to be like a, almost like a canyon, where you can go underwater and see this flooded city. It looks absolutely gorgeous and majestic and really mysterious, and I believe the dungeon is going to be located down there somewhere. Now, you can already see some salt formations happening left and right, and the place looks very like dead and sandy and flooded. I do wonder what kind of rewards we're going to get from this. I know we're going to get gear and everything, but what more is there to get from it? Maybe there's some sort of a crafting material for our relic weapons, perhaps, perchance? Maybe it's just to add a dungeon to expand the world a little bit more. We got here a boss, what seems to be a literal seahorse. Looks rather raunchy with the teeth like that. Damn, that looks cool as hell. And this is the gear we'll be able to get from this particular dungeon. Now, I'm guessing that the item level required to enter the dungeon is going to be like 300 or 305, and the gear drops is going to be maybe 220, not 225, maybe it's going to be like maybe 225, I don't know, possibly 225, maybe 215, 220, probably 225, something like that. But anyway, the gear looks really cool. It reminds me of, I don't know why, but I'm getting a really solid vibe of like, maybe like Egyptian military, British, Egyptian, I don't know, it's some sort of a British and Egyptian vibe from it. I can't pinpoint 100%, but it looks really cool. I really like it, especially the hats and stuff. Those look pretty cool. The colors look really awesome, look very raw, very soldier-like, and I kind of like that. That's what I've been seeing a lot as a recent from any gear that has to do with like Alamigo and Garabania. If it's outside of, it either has like an Eastern style or has more of like a, I guess maybe a modernish Middle Eastern style, or more like a medieval Middle Eastern style with the Alamigan gear that you can get for the Tombstones of Verity. Looks really cool, really neat. I like it. I like the design. And last but not least, what is available for us is the housing. Shirogane New Residential District. At long last, plots in picturesque Shirogane will go on sale. See to the backdrop of the exotic Far East, the area offers a lifestyle experience like no other. Won't you carve yourself a slice of Hingham paradise? And I gotta say, the aesthetical aspects of the houses look gorgeous, look absolutely fantastic. I love this design as well. You could really do a lot of cool things, like maybe make like a little pond over here, do like maybe a chocobo stable possibly. A lot of cool like Eastern decorations and stuff. And especially my favorite part is how, by the way, this is the apartment over here. This is gonna be the apartment. So even if you can't get yourself a house, you can always get yourself an apartment. I wonder if I can move my apartment. That would be kind of cool. I wonder if I can move my apartment room. If I have to repurchase one, I just might. But we're going to be getting a house for our FC as well, so that we can establish ourselves properly. It's going to be pretty cool. We're going to try to camp out a plot of land for a mansion, possibly. Get a nice one tucked away somewhere in the corner, possibly. And especially, I love how this looks at night. Look at that. That looks gorgeous. Looks so pretty. I can't wait to eventually move here and have our FC house here. Now, regarding... Please ignore the green screen errors. Regarding the relocation and storage. Relocation. Love your state hall, but you're for some change of scenery. You're no more. For 4.1 introduced the relocation function, which allows it to move you individually or for free company owned building to a new plot, which is solid. Means if you already have a land, a plot, you know, if you already have a house, you don't have to break down or demolish and sell the property. You have to go over to and, you know, repurchase the property. You can just move. Now, I wonder if we will be able to move to a new plot of land, or will we have to demolish if we want to get a mansion? We'll probably have to demolish, repurchase the plot of land in order to get the mansion, and so on and so forth, in order to make this everything go, you know, go on. And if you are going to be moving, they do have a storage available for that. Storage will be added to all forms of housing, allowing residents to store their furnishings. Whether you wish to declutter or relocate, it will doubtless prove to be a boon. And that's a solid change. Thank you, Square. Thank you. That means whenever you try to move, or whenever you feel like you have too much furniture and you want to move things around or redecorate, you don't have to put it in your inventory or give it to your retainer. You just store it in storage and then take it out of storage and be able to relocate it back and forth, which is awesome, which is really awesome. I'm glad they're adding this kind of quality of change. Now, let's scroll back up to the very beginning, to the very top, and talk about some things that have not been available for us just yet. Hopefully this will be advanced a little bit further, and we can actually take a look at some of this stuff here. The Minstrel's Ballad, Shinru's domain, is going to be the Royal Menagerie Extreme version coming out. And I can't wait to be doing it. I'm going to be doing it on day one. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be boss. I can't wait for that. The Unending Call of Bahamut Ultimate is going to be a harder version of the Unending Call of Bahamut for people that already beat all 4S and want to have a bigger challenge and bigger rewards. So that's something for them to do. Looking forward to watching streams of that. I don't think I'll ever get a taste for that, but maybe, we'll never know. Rival Wings, I don't know what they are. Feels like something might have to do with PvP, possibly. I don't know yet. I do not know yet, but looks like Rival Wings might be something PvP related. We got Adventure Squadron, which I believe is going to be the squadron from the past, from before, from where we were able to put together a team and be able to control our squadrons and send them on missions. Or it will have something to do with Adventure Squadrons, maybe it has something to do with us, like partying up together to do some sort of events, possibly with other players. That would be kind of cool. Looking forward to when that's fully announced. Side story request, looking forward to that as well. Hopefully, now I'm not sure, but somebody said that maybe Hildebrand might be making a comeback. I don't know yet. As far as I understand, developers of 14 wanted to already end Hildebrand in Realm Reborn, but the fans liked it so much that they decided why not try putting it to Heavensward and do a little bit more of a story in Heavensward. So we'll see what happens, but if not, we'll get other side quests for us to do just for fun. Beast Drop quests, really excited about that. Want to find another way of leveling my other alts and get everybody to 70 at a certain point. And additional updates, I'm guessing, just for quality of life. Things like for synthesis. I know the synthesis is going to be, or desynthesis is going to be something ultra for that, and some more quality of life changes are going to be implemented for that. Nevertheless, y'all, I'm looking forward to the changes, personally myself. I'm looking forward to this. Can't wait to see what they're going to be introducing here. And cannot wait to see what kind of a cameo they will have. I really feel like they're going to have a cameo for us for Final Fantasy XII. My guess, Balthier, what is your guess? What do you think is going to happen with this particular cameo? Or, you know, the legend returns, who is the legend? And are they returning to us? Are they returning back to their land? What is going to happen? Anyway, let me know what you think about it in the comments below. I'm going to go ahead and actually end right here. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. My name is Thamriyell. Like, subscribe, and as always every day. And I'll see you all next video or whatever I make. See ya!